Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Charade Maniacs. Going to find out if our boyfriend is a mud creature. I mean, not necessarily in this part, but at some point. But like, holy shit, we're only like 4 hours in, and this is like, really? Listen! Listen! If that's not the route they go, I'm going to be disappointed now. I'm not sure they can like recover from this, because like, this is. I can't wrap my brain around this. I'm trying to figure out like how, why, what, where, when, what, I got all the questions and I really can't wait for them to answer this because it's like, I mean, I'm sure they will answer it if that's the case, but it's one of those like, how was he in a prior? Like, how, like, I just, you know, and why is his right arm precious? If he's like, I just, there's a lot going on here to unpack. There are more suitcases to unpack here than Ibana had, and he had a lot of fucking suitcase. He got a lot of luggage. Okay, he had a lot of baggage. All right. Shit. Anyway. After returning to my room, I closed the door behind me and remained motionless for a while. Only after a few breaths was I able to think again. Suddenly, a sharp pain gouged my heart. Arcadian. Yeah, okay. All right. I looked at my hands and remembered that sensation. It was a bizarre feeling like soft dirt. Though I never touched an Arcadian, I was sure of it. It was the arm of an Arcadian. I had a hunch, but I just pretended not to notice. He'd never allow anyone to touch his right hand, and his hearing was abnormally good. Okay, He avoided going to places where Arcadians gathered. We were told that Arcadians wouldn't harm cast members, but he was different. Like, okay, all I'm saying is I'm really glad we didn't hit this. We did the last part and it was like, oh my god! And you just let it stew for a little while where you were like, holy shit! And then now it's like, yeah, no, pretty much. He didn't want to be touched to hide the truth. When he said he wasn't on our side, that was what he meant. So that's why... Of course I was surprised. I mean, right? The feeling of regret was stronger as it caused my heart to tighten. What was I doing until now? What did I say to him? Even if I didn't say it, I'm sure everyone saw. Knowing the truth would have changed everyone's attitudes. That thought seemed too foolish to say out loud. Everyone's gathered in the living room to talk about it right now. Although, Chigasaki isn't there. Huh. After bringing you back to the lodging, he said he wasn't feeling well and locked himself in his room. Because we freaked out about the arcade. Oh my god, they're you know what, actually? Like, okay. Brilliant. Brilliant having Chigasaki be the one that's out there with us when the maintenance happens and we freak out instead of like him finding it. Like if we were talking about, oh my god, Mudma and they're monsters and whatever, and he just hears us talking about it. He experiences us experiencing the Arcadians and freaking the fuck out. That's way more of an impact if you're one of them than somebody just being like, oh, Arcadians are monsters! You know, the after effects where you're like, oh, okay. You see the fucking trauma. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. Damn. Damn! Okay. That's why we weren't able to ask much from Chigasaki. He looked pale and everything. After seeing that, it was to be expected. Though I'd fallen unconscious, so I'm one to talk. I was afraid of the Arcadians this whole time. I felt disgusted by them, and I avoided them. Even though the food itself was fine, the ones that handed it to me were... Big sis, are you okay? And don't push yourself too hard. Chigasaki, you look pale. And now I'm gonna wonder if Futami fucking knows. Because I still wonder if Futami knows who the sponsor actually is. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you can't reveal it in Futami's route, because that would ruin the game, to be fair. You know what I mean? And, like Iochi couldn't reveal who their partner was, because that kind of, you have to wait till you get to that route, even though you suspect.
you know? So, like, but I wonder, does Futami know who the producer actually is? Did I say sponsor? Listen, my brain's not good, okay? Guys, not good yet. I haven't got my vitamin D. I'm sure it's only getting worse here. So I wonder if Futami knows what Chigasaki is. How much information does he have? Oh, sorry. I'm still not in great condition. Once we're done talking, I'll return to my room. Because he's traumatized because we were traumatized. Aww. I finally realized that I was the one who hurt Chigasaki and caused him to plead for no one to touch him. See, it's so funny, though, because it's like... You're thinking the whole time, like, oh, yeah, he's still just... Like, he's... Like, we were like, oh my god, they're monsters! And we passed out, whatever. But you're like, he was obviously affected by seeing them, too, and he's just handling it a little better. Even though he's still a little like, I might need my fainting couch, but I'll go to my room and do it instead of us. You know, we're just like, oh, painful. You know what I mean? Like, he's holding it back a little and, but he's still affected by it. But no, it's more he's affected by the way we were affected by the Arcadians, so. He rejected and feared me. He avoided me so that both of us would minimize our regrets with each other. The secret I was so insistent on exposing was the proof of my own sin. It was not Chigasaki's. I want to disappear. That was the first time I hated myself so much. I mean, I could understand that because you're like, I just hurt someone by being like, oh my god, these Arcadians are monsters! And he's like, I'm a monster. You know what I mean? But like, you didn't intentionally try to hurt him, but still, even with you're like, I'm not intending to hurt anyone by saying what I'm saying, it still might hurt someone. You know what I mean? And to be fair, if you're bothered by something someone says, you have to take it on yourself to go, okay, they didn't mean to say that, but also, I mean, like, he's going to get hurt by it. I don't think he's holding it against us like, well, you're an asshole. How dare you say that about me and make me feel bad? But it's one of those, yeah, but I like you and I respect, and then you said something and that kind of bothers me, and he's not talking about it, and it's kind of on both of us here, But, like, you have every right to be afraid, and I'm sure he's not begrudging you that. He's like, yeah, no, I know, but I took kind of personal offense to that because I'm one of them. And you're like, yeah, I jumped to this fear conclusion without getting, but like, and I mean, I guess I could see her being, it wasn't Chigasaki, it was all me. Well, I mean, he is an Arcadian, but Arcadians aren't inherently evil. They're whatever they are, and you know what I mean? So it's not like they're evil and they're putting us here. Like, whatever is happening here is for the benefit of them, but we still don't know the exact reasons. Like, are they just fucking aliens? Or really they're actually people because the moon base got destroyed and they're people and it's like they're digital dead and we're just trying to make them remember the people that they used to be, and doing this, even though it's sick, twisted, and fucked up, is a way of like trying to get them to remember being people and humanity and their feelings, emotions, and things like that. It's a very fucked up way to do that. Can't you just show them TV? Like, we beam to outer space so the aliens are like, we want to go down and hang out with these friends people. You know what I mean? If they see reality TV, that's why the aliens don't come, because, we're kind of fucking them with the aliens. We're like, look at this cool shit, and then look at the rest of this garbage, and they're like, nah, we ain't going there. That shit's messed up. So, I mean, seriously, look at some of the most horrible reality dating shows that exist. Or just reality TV. In general. That's why aliens don't visit us. See how fucked up humanity is? They're like, nah, I'm out. But like, so doing this is a little fucking, I don't know the reason that they would be doing this, because it seems like, couldn't you just show them normal TV instead of like torturing people? But then I feel like it's like, well, I could do that, but then I thought I could torture people as a means to an end, and then I'm psychotic and that's more fun. I mean, I guess if you're a psycho, which, Futami kind of is a little bit, so like, IG, obviously if you're pretending to be 12, you've got some kind of fucking damage, so, I mean, but anyway, whatever. But like, Chigasaki, Also, if he's an Arcadian, if you think about it, you talk to Arcadians, here is ice cream. I do not know. I do like the dramas. And they're kind of like, I mean, I read them that way, but I kind of feel like they're very simple. You know, they're not like, oh my God, the dramas are so great. Let's delve in and analyze like the dramas and how they make me feel. And like, it's very thought provoking. Like, they're not at that level where they're like, it is fun. Very simplistic. Chigasaki seems to have emotions and things, so why are you so different? What's going on? And obviously that's part of his secret, but I didn't know how long I simply stood there. I leaned on the door, but hearing a sound from behind startled me. Who's there? It's me, Akase. Akase, what's wrong? Wanted to talk about Chigasaki. Huh? Took the punishment game during the day, right? Wanted to talk about that. You were in the same drama as him, right? The thing is like, it's not even like, oh, I can't do the romance. It's like he doesn't want us to kiss him or touch him because... But again, like, why is an Arcadian in the midst of these dramas doing that? I'm very confused. Yes, it was. Everyone should have seen on their bangles that Chigasaki took the punishment game. Everyone, especially Akase, definitely would have had something to say about that. I completely forgot about it. Is it better if I talk now? If possible. Chigasaki's stuck in his room and refuses to come out. I wanted to start with you. I took a deep breath quietly before inviting Akase into my room. It's like, could we just stop screaming through the door? Open the damn thing. Upon entering my room, he didn't have his usual smile. We didn't make small talk as we faced each other. I feel like you should tell Akase what's going on. I know we can trust him. Now. Honestly, to be fair, let's say we were in this situation in the second route, I still would have felt like you could trust Akase. Just, he's got golden retriever energy, and you can't not trust a golden retriever. You know what I'm saying? I saw the stream notification, but the punishment game notice appeared before the actual stream. That means that Chigasaki refused to act before the drama started. That's correct. Chigasaki said he couldn't take part in the drama. What was it about? I thought it was a romance drama. There was a scene where Chigasaki and I kiss. Huh. Oh, really? I thought it would involve him hitting you or something, Sena. Akase's like, fuck, I would have been in that drama. I'd have kissed you hard. I know, sweetie. Well, I guess it's the same either way. The same? What I'm about to say won't be nice to hear. So if possible, I'd like for you to stay calm. This is where Akase goes, I think Chigasaki's an Arcadian. And you're like, yeah, no, I figured that out when I touched him earlier. Like, what? You, me, same. Age. You, me, Paige, same. Akase seemed hesitant, choosing his words carefully, so I wasn't sure how to respond. I waited for whatever words came next. You just imagine he's like, alright, I want you to stay calm, I'm about to tell you something, and you're like, considering what I think I know about Chigasaki right now, I don't think there's anything you could say that's gonna freak me out more than that. And he's probably gonna tell us the same thing, or he's gonna be like, I think Chigasaki's hiding something, and you're like, oh, I thought you were, yeah, that's nothing, it's because he's an Arcadian. You know? Yeah. Chigasaki accepts these punishment games too easily. Don't you think that's odd? Our lives are on the line, but he refused the drama before it started. If he keeps this up, he'll get his dead end. At first, it seemed to me that he thought nothing about dying. Akase emphasized the at first part. But there's only one way to avoid a dead end. Or rather, it's more like there's someone who won't get to the dead end in the first place. It wouldn't matter to the producer. The sponsor might not have to worry either. They could just make it look like it was a dead end. Alright, see? Alright, that answers questions. That we had like, okay, all the other times where, again, like the girl that we were watching, that's the only instance I can think of where we're like, I know that girl. And Ivana's like, yeah, she was in my class. She's the last one there. If the producer and or sponsors were involved, why would they? It's like, again, I could believe Futami would have been like, purposely gonna get a dead end because like, woo, you know, because he's a psychopath. But like, every single person is willing to just die for the sake of the fun. Like, I don't think they all that crazy. So this makes sense. They could just make it look like it was, oh, they got a dead end, and like, they're not actually, they didn't actually get erased. We just make them because we're all just digital data. You know what I mean? They could just teleport that person away, and you think, oh my god, Utami got a dead end, and he really fucking didn't. And we know that, like, when Akase got a dead end, it's like, oh, I could bring him back, and then you could get his functions back and stuff like that with points. So we know that, like, they could fake it. So that makes sense, actually. Yeah. I'm also wondering about the woman who had the same last name, Chigasaki, that I found previously. I feel like there should have been a comma there or something. Chigasaki in the past episode, right? That's right. Did you see that past episode I sent you? No, I haven't. I was preoccupied with other things. Like, maybe this is where you should tell him you think Chigasaki's an Arcadian. I don't think he's the producer. Okay? Because, like, Chigasaki seems too soft and delicate to be the producer. I think the producer's got to be a little more psychotic, like Futami. She was emaciated, so I couldn't tell at first, but she did resemble Chigasaki. Like her eyes and her height, too. Chigasaki's reaction to the past episode was a bit off when I mentioned it, too. When you hear about someone with your same last name, you'd at least check the video. Chigasaki said so without even looking. Well, and that's true. If a person hits a dead end, we know sometimes your memories of that person are erased and sometimes not. So, Chigasaki was very much like, yeah, it's not related to me. Instead of being like, well, I don't think it's someone related to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not missing any family members that I know of. And then, because I think that's the point where Yoichi was like, well, we know sometimes memories are taken. So then that should have prompted Chigasaki to be like, hey, all right, let me see. And then watch and be like, I don't recognize her. Instead of like, nope, no idea what you're talking about. You know? You're right, you would be a little more curious. Especially, okay, if your last name is Smith, you're going to be like, bitch, you know how many motherfucking Smiths there are out there? Probably not fucking related to me. Simmer down. But, like, they've made a point to say, Chigasaki is a very unusual name. You know what I mean? So, like, it sounds like there's probably not... the chances of that person being related to you are greater than they are of them not being related to you. Unlike a Smith, where you're like, nah, chances are they ain't related to me, because a bazillion people have that name. You know what I mean? So, Then he had no idea. That got me worried, so I looked for the dramas where that woman appeared, and I noticed something strange. They're missing? All past cast members met their dead end, so that also means every single one of their dead ends should be recorded in past episodes. Right. But no matter how much I searched for that woman, I couldn't find her dead end. All other members of her group were found, though. You think Chigasaki is that woman? They were like, we gave you Iochi, who's like, won't tell you if they're a man or a woman, and they use they, and like, ha ha ha, fooling with you, and then you're like, pretty sure Iochi's still a guy, because this is an Otome game, but you know, sweet, he can go by they can go by they, you know what I mean? But pretty fucking sure when we get down to pal, you got man bits, okay? Like, you can be as fabulous as you want, and like, dressing however you want, but like, you know what I mean? Because it's an Otome game, and when have they ever given us a female love interest? Unless it's like an indie game, right? So, but Iochi's like who knows? I guess if you really wanted to, you could be like, in my headcanon, Iochi's actually a woman. You know what I mean? But to me, I'm like, I would probably bet my left testicle. I don't have one, so it's a really safe bet, right? That Iochi is actually a man. Okay? But it would be funny if the game's like, see, we have this character who's kind of gender neutral, and like your headcanon could be either, and we don't really say it, and like I guess there could be some doubt that maybe Iochi really is a woman. Ooh, who knows, right? Because everybody keeps bringing it up, like, are you a boy or a girl? Especially Haiji, right? And then Iochi's like, who knows? Just won't say anything. And then and then you come here and you're like, actually, though. So you thought that was safe, but Chigasaki used to be a woman. And as an Arcadian, just has a form that looks like a dude, but it's a mud creature. One, so like, you're a mud creature. That's as gender neutral as you can get, I guess. But was a prior participant and was this woman. like, you know what, Bravo game? I don't think anyone I would not have seen that coming, and you're like, oh, but you kind of set us up with the gender neutral Iochi, and then you're like, and now you have Chigasaki, who sort of by way of hitting a dead end and becoming an Arcadian and then being rematerialized is transgender now, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of like, I gotta be honest, like, well, shit, game. Well played. I don't know if they're gonna go that way or Chigasaki knew this person. You know what I mean? But, like, that would be interesting. And, well, shit. Holy hell, game. You're just doing twists and turns left and right. I'm having so much more fun now than I did when we got Futami's round. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I don't know if it was just the arrangement where we did it, and I was like, I was not ready for this, and what the fuck? Or if it was just Futami in general, where all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, I'm the sponsor, and you're like, wait, what? Where like this, like, think about this. Chigasaki's right, you're like, oh my god, is he a fucking Arcadian? And then it's like, he's an Arcadian, and you're like, son of a bitch! Like, it comes out a little bit more, there's just more, like, build up, where, like, and it kind of leads you to that conclusion right before it tells you that. Or at least enhances your, like, I mean, we could still be wrong, but at this point you're like, oh my god, the game's basically you know what I mean? Like, it kind of sort of leads you, and then Futami, it's like, stab myself, then you're like, okay, you got that point. I think you're a little crazy, and then all of a sudden he's a sponsor, and you're like, I didn't get the build-up, where you start seeing little bits of him being a little crazy, where you're like, I mean, maybe it's just me, and I missed it because I'm stupid. I don't know. But I feel like that was kind of a letdown. All the other ones have a little bit more of a build-up, and a little bit more character development where you're feeling it. You know what I mean? And I guess I just expected more from the sponsor route with Futami. So I don't know. But, like, honestly, after playing that, I was like, kinda don't like the way this is formulated. I liked the idea of the game, but, like, that kind of soured a lot. For me, personally. And it's just where I did it. You know? Doing it this way and getting the rest, like, I'm having a lot more fun, and it's a lot more enjoyable, and, like, we're having a great time now. Like, I'm a little bit more like, fuck yeah, this is cool. Oh my god, I can't wait to see what happens. And it has been like that lately, you know? Like, so I guess for me, it's the flow of it. You want to get the more basic kind of characters out of the way. Okay, you do Tomose, nothing's really going on there. You kind of build up, get a little more exciting, and Futami should have been a little bit later. I think I took a step back after we're doing Futami in my brain. I was like, yeah, no, what the fuck? I don't. And it bothered me, so I couldn't, like, fully enjoy where we were. But, like, all the other routes have been good, and, like, we get more and more, and you're like, this gets crazier as it goes, and I'm kind of here for it, you know? I'm just enjoying this a lot more than I was during Futami's route. Futami's route kind of just was like, what the fuck is happening? And now the enjoyment is here more. So I think it's just how I personally played the routes. Just kind of, you know, was a little rocky and weird in the beginning. Although Iochi's was great. But, like, I don't know. Anyway, but, like, fuck, we're having a great time now. And Jesus, this is getting weird. Like, and I like it. God damn it, keep giving me this crazy shit. Now, if this Chigasaki actually didn't meet her dead end and actually survived, there's a chance that she's related to Chigasaki. And if she didn't get to a dead end, she may be part of the Otherworld stream. Okay, interesting. However, this is all speculation. There's no proof that Mamoru Chigasaki is part of the Otherworld stream. I find it interesting that he didn't mention it when the topic of that woman came up. Chigasaki's relative. Yeah, you might be right. He would purposely take out and then hide that past episode so that no one else could see it. And he's an Arcadian, so he's able to do that. I'm sorry, I just got a really bad dry spot in my throat. Oh, Jesus. But I do think that woman has come to a dead end. Huh? Why? Do you know something? Mention it. Actually, since you're not surprised, you thought the same thing then. The Chigasaki isn't on our side. I feel like you should just tell Asai. He's either the producer or sponsor. Did you know he's a traitor? I kept quiet because I didn't know how to answer, and Akase sighed slowly. I was the one who declared that we're all on the same side, so this may be a breach of that trust. I thought that Chigasaki was a good person, so I assumed it'd be safe to team up with you. Safe to team him up with you. But if he's with them, things are different. I don't know for sure, but as long as there's a possibility, you shouldn't be together. He could deceive or take advantage of you. The funniest part is like it's valid what you're saying, but it's Chigasaki, and I can't believe this. Like, I think why he's an Arcadian. We don't know how he ended up that way or why. We don't know why they took an Arcadian and put them in. We don't know what his purpose is, but I don't think Chigasaki is pretending to be nice. I think he really is. That I think it's almost like, well, you're going to go in there and you're going to spy and you're going to do this or you're going to do that if you ever want to see your mom again. If that's like whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, you're being threatened or coerced. You know, there's something else that's kind of pushing you. It's opposed to Utami and IG and possibly Kyobu, however those two work out. Of the, just like watching people suffer and I'm a little psychotic. You know what I mean? Where like Futami's like, no, I just like fucking with people. Dead ends and it's going to be amazing. Like, he is psycho. Chigasaki is like, you're being forced into this somehow. I think you're generally a nice, sweet person, but you have got a job to do in order to save yourself or your mom. I'm just throwing mama. I don't know who this woman is. Just assume whoever. And like, you are, you know, doing stuff that you don't really want to do. And like, you know what I mean? So, anyway. Chigasaki's a good person. I do believe that. Asai looked at me in surprise. I tried my best to look calm and plead with him. Please let me think about it a little. There's something I need to consider. Please also keep quiet about it from everyone. I still want Chigasaki to live. To live? What does that mean? Akase seemed to think about what I said. After a long silence, he nodded. All right, I'll leave that to you. I actually don't want to suspect others like this, but don't get reckless. Says the man who's getting reckless, losing points left and right, trying to bust down doors. I mean, he's part of the information bureau, so like, I guess he's like, I can afford to be reckless. Not really, sweetie. He gently patted me on the head and smiled. It's so funny because like after doing his round and knowing his secrets, like he's on the information bureau, so he's got to be like, he's got a real job, you know, not like a high school kid. And then for him to just be like patting us on the head and being like, you could kind of see it a little here in this conversation. He then left without saying another word. I think that was him being kind and considerate. He respected my opinion on the matter. He's wrong. Akase's deduction is wrong. Well, Chigasaki doesn't care if he dies. That attitude and expression can't be a lie. Him not being afraid of the dead end has nothing to do with the dead end itself. It seems like he just isn't afraid of dying at all. Because you don't really die. Your data just gets all jumbled up. We know that from Miyochi's route, you know? No, he's afraid of... I remember what he told me previously, and my heart started to constrict again. If my attitude's also part of the reason that he was backed into a corner like this, I have to be the one to stop him. I have to... Chigasaki refused to come out of his room for 3 days. Maybe it was just luck, but there were no dramas including Chigasaki in that time. Considering the cycle, Daze and Chigasaki were expected to act in a drama together. Perhaps they were being considerate of him, but that made things more and more suspicious, right? Despite the constant risk of a drama, he never responded to our knocks on his door. The atmosphere around us remained heavy. Tch, food went to waste again. You know it's going to waste, yet you still make it. You certainly are a mom. Shut the hell up! I love Ebona so much. The bouncer can bring food should there be a need, and he doesn't eat much to begin with. There's no need to worry. Do you know what he is? Shady son of a bitch! But the drama... How's he gonna check the script when he can't see Bouncer?
He will receive voice support. The script will be read to him. While there may be a delay, it should not impact the acting.
Oh, that's true. He lost both his eyes. I forgot about that. I forgot for a second. I'm like, what do you mean? Voice support. Well, I guess if that's okay. I don't think this is okay at all. Even without logistical issues, there were issues with his mental state. I thought about how I could help. Then I noticed Dazai walking up the steps with a serious look on his face. Is he going to talk to Chigasaki? That intrigued me, so I went to follow him, but Futami stopped me. Don't you touch me! Zena, have you talked with Chigasaki? No, I haven't spoken with him once since that drama. Okay. Alright, this is suspicious. Because if we know Dazai's been here before. Okay. Futami we know is the sponsor. Chigasaki is a fucking Arcadian. Before, Chigasaki and Dazai were having a conversation about, like, the her or whatever. And I don't think it was me. I think we were talking about that video or whatever. Okay. So, I feel like Dazai and Chigasaki know some shit about each other. Does Dazai know about Chigasaki? Is he just closer with him so he thinks he can go talk to him? Like, but this seems like, okay, Dazai's going up to talk to him. Okay. And then Futami stops me following for a reason. And it makes me feel like now I'm being more sus of Dazai. Like, what's your deal? Yeah, you were here before. But they got to go a little more in depth because Ibana was here before. He's trying to get his arm back. He's got all that emotional baggage, whatever, from his dad's girlfriend and whatnot. Okay? But Dazai has got to be a little bit different than, I was here before and I'm just here to get my... Like, what else? Why else are you here? It can't just be that. There's got to be something else tied into it. And this makes me wonder how you're tied into this, because obviously Chigasaki, Arcadian, is here before, or just an Arcadian. How does that tie in, and how does Dazai tie into it? Because, like, it's Dazai that happens to go up the stairs when they had their conversation before. And now maybe Dazai's just totally innocent, and Dazai's just going up there like, hey, we might have to do a drama, and I want to be able to help you out with this because it's going to be the drama we're both in. You know what I mean? But it could be innocuous, but it also puts that little sus thing in your brain where you're like, huh, Dazai's going up to talk to Chigasaki, and Futami stops me purposefully. This wasn't an accident that you stopped me. Anyone else, I would have been like, okay, fine, whatevs. They just had to ask a question. You fucking sus as shit! Because you know shit, sir. Obviously, I feel like Futami has to know, like, that Chigasaki's an Arcadian, I see. Ah, jeez, this is my fault. Well, yeah. What do you mean? The first time he took the punishment game was with the drama with me. And Chigasaki's been strange since then. If only I'd been more considerate to him, he might not have needed to take the punishment game in the first place. I don't think that's your fault, Futami. I think a lot of this is your fault, Futami. Yeah, either way, Chigasaki didn't want to do a drama that involved harming someone else. That may be true, but I thought I could have just stabbed myself instead. Like you did in the drama with me? Like a throwback. Wow, you come up with rather extreme ideas. As he enjoys it. Do I? I just see it as a drama, nothing more. I won't do it in reality, nor do I want to, so you have nothing to be worried about. Yeah, I don't know about that. Well, yeah. Actually, I'm a little surprised how much you're willing to help Chigasaki, Futami. What's that supposed to mean? No reason. Just a feeling. Akasai, where was this feeling when we were in Futami's route? Well, I do want to help if I can. But without him, there are some problems. I saw the conversation to the end, and then went after Dazai. I mean, that's kind of a suspicious... Without him, there are problems. Really? Like what? That's something of the sponsor who knows that Chigasaki is a Arcadian would say when there's something else we don't know. I climbed up the steps and saw Dazai standing in front of Chigasaki's room. It was exactly as I thought. Just bust the door down. If you're trying to be considerate, there's no need. I just want to talk. A lot should change things. Considerate? To him? Chigasaki, who had been silent all this time, finally responded. I should say the same to you. There's no need to be considerate to me. Is Dazai another Arcadian? Like, No right to that. Chigasaki! There was only silence from the door, as if Dazai was talking to a wall instead. When our eyes met, I saw his disappointment.
Sena,
Dazai, do you know something?
all I had to say, well, then yes, I do. But it's something you probably already know.
Really?
Chigasaki doesn't deserve to die in a place like this. He shouldn't lose to the other world stream.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually exist technically if he's an Arcadian, so like... I mean, yes, he exists, but slightly differently than the rest of us. We're not gonna die here. Well, okay, let's be real. Our bodies might be on Earth at the Information Bureau, but without our souls, or whatever the hell we are, this data that we are, we're basically like, we vegetables. Okay? So when you quote unquote meet your dead end, you're not really dead, but unless we do what we did in Iochi's route, we're like, okay, I'm going to try to compile and get all the people back and pass them back. Those people are never, you're literally vegetables. You're breathing and you're not dead, but you're really not alive because the you that is you ceases to exist. A body isn't you. It's your brain, your heart, your soul, it's all those things, right? And none of that exists because that's here and that's being computerized somewhere. That's like being decomposed somewhere. You know what I mean? So like, when you get a dead end, you're not technically dead, but like, kinda, like, it's a weird fluctuation state. But then, we were sucked out of Earth, we are now digital data here. The Arcadians, it's kind of like, exactly what are they? Like, are they just, like, why are they mud creatures where we are like holograms or something? Whatever we are, it's different than them. What exactly is it that makes them them? You know what I mean? That was anyway, like, there are the people on Earth with bodies. There is us that used to be people but are now just digital data. That's just what I'm calling it. And then there's the Arcadians, which may have been people, digital data. And like, is the mud like what we're taking mud golems and trying to turn them back into people? Because these could have been people that died on that moon base thing that like blew up or whatever. And then like, so like, they have a form because we're trying to, or they're aliens that then like, I don't know where the connection is, but it's like you have three different things. You've got actual people walking around on Earth. You've got us people up here that it's digital data where our bodies are missing, but the rest of us is here. And then you've got whatever Arcadians are, and we could all still be people, but it's like we're in three different states of being. You know what I mean? So like, how did Chigasaki get to this state? Like, was he a real person that met a dead end? Was he always an Arcadian that's just learned more? Like, are Arcadians actually people? Soylent Green is people! You know what I mean? Like, anyway. But he's not gonna die, though, so like, yeah, so whatever. Lose to the other world stream, I get that.
Sena, please help Chigasaki. There's nothing I can do.
Sure. I slowly nodded before turning around. I went downstairs. You're like, uh-huh, and I walk away.
Sena,
I think just talking won't be enough. That's why I need to confirm some things before coming back to talk to Chigasaki.
please see. I saw Chigasaki head to the kitchen in the middle of the night the other day. Maybe I can find him at that hour.
Yeah, thanks, Dazai. And then Chigasaki's like, got his ear to the door. He's got good hearing! He can hear you! Like, he's got his ear to the... He doesn't need to. He's like, I can hear fucking every word you're saying, you know? I heard everything that went downstairs. I bid farewell to Dazai and headed to the park. Talk to Arcadians. There was something I hadn't checked yet. I felt unprepared. I ignored my past self and wasn't ready to accept that scary fact. But that's why I thought I couldn't get through to Chigasaki. There he is. I found the ice cream vendor at the park, and I cautiously approached. Hello! Hello! The seller responded lightheartedly. Seeing him that way, I prepared myself and held my right hand out. Can you shake my hand? Shake your hand? We put our hands together. It's like a greeting. Our hands? Like this? He held held hands with me without hesitation. Then I felt the bizarre squishiness. It's the same. What now? That's it. Thank you very much. It was difficult to hold on to that soft object tightly, but after trying a firm handshake, I decided to let go. I felt the sensation of dirt still lingering on my skin, but I bowed and left the area. That was what I needed to do. I knew it was the same. It's the body of an Arcadian. My assumptions were becoming fact. It felt like mud, but it was lukewarm. So they are alive. That's a hand of a living thing. But the person I see is just a projected image. That means that Chigasaki is also not his whole body. He only refused to let me touch his right hand. So I think his other parts are just like us. But why just his right hand? Night came and the lodging became dead silent. I sat on the sofa in the deserted living room and waited for Chigasaki to come downstairs. I don't know how long I waited there, but I finally heard a cane in the middle of the night. I gasped and stood up, walking over to the stairs. No, wait till he's downstairs. Sit in the dark. Wait for him to come down the stairs, and you're like, I've been... Hold your breath, because he can hear you. I saw Chigasaki, who was leaning upon the wall for support, notice me too. He probably heard me the entire time. It's me, Sana. I'm sorry for ambushing you like this. I went to go meet an Arcadian. I met them and shook hands. Please, I want to talk with you. There was a long silence between us, but soon after he relented and answered me. Fine. If we go to my room. Yes. Like, yes! Very enthusiastically. Girl. Chigasaki urged me to sit on the chair while he sat on his bed. We didn't speak at all until entering his room, but just being able to face each other was a big change. I have to talk. I want to talk and confirm, and then I made up my mind and faced Chigasaki. I want to apologize to you, Chigasaki, but before that, can I ask you something? I'm guessing you won't feel too great about this, though. There's nothing for you to apologize for. I'll tell you what I know. This time, at least. I seem to know everything anyways. Chigasaki, was your mother... Was she from this world? Was she a past cast member? Okay, so mom was the thing. Was she from this world? I don't think that. I think it was she was the past, because she was in the thing. So I feel like that's... Yeah. So it was his mother, okay. Was she a past cast member? Was the Chigasaki person that Akase saw in a past episode your mother? That's correct. That is my mother. She came here 20 years ago as a cast member and participated in the dramas like we are now. And like us, she wished to return to her original world as she lived here. Fortunately, that wish never came true. How old is Chigasaki? Because, like, did you barely know your mom? Sorry I lied to you then. Found out she was my mother, all of my lies would have been exposed. But looking back now, it would have been much easier if I told you everything then. Let's continue. This can't be all you wanted to talk about. About the past episodes. This is about the ones titled Sun that you were watching. Surprised you remember. And then that means... known for a while. No, I didn't know the details then. But when I went to the library after that, I couldn't find that past episode anywhere. You were the one to remove it, right, Chigasaki? That's right. Then... you still have it. How did you take it? I think we know how he took it. Do you still have it? Because I think we know how he took it, unless we were to be like, how did you take it? No, it is how did you take it. Okay. Episodes can't be taken from the library. How did you do it? I asked a certain someone. Oh, it was Dazai. I thought an Arcadian would have been able to do it. But I'm going to guess it was Dazai, because that would explain that conversation where he says, what are you going to do about her? You know what I mean? And then Dazai coming up here and like, whatever, like... So, I don't know, that makes me so... But, I mean... I don't know how I feel about that, because it's not like, ooh, Dazai's is like, then Dazai's what? Hiding that he's also a spawn? Like, I don't know. I don't know if he was a prior cast member, but like, I mean, it would make sense a prior cast member would come back, but then, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess we'll see when we get there, but like, I don't know, unless you ask Futami, because I feel like, okay, here's the thing. I feel like they're making it point to Dazai, because that conversation and like everything, and Dazai's always been around with Chigasaki, so it would make sense for you to have that conclusion. It would also make sense if that's what happens and you go down Dazai's route and you find out, okay, whatever, yeah, he's definitely the one that helped Chigasaki. But it would also make sense for them to be like, okay, you're going to think it's Dazai and be sus of Dazai, but it was actually Futami because he's the sponsor. And to be fair, if Chigasaki is an Arcadian or has an, like, he would know who the sponsor is, because like, he's like, I'm not on your side. It's like, you know who the sponsor is. Just like I would feel like Futami would know you're an Arcadian, hence why he stopped us from going up following Dazai. But that still doesn't make Dazai not suspicious. I don't know. Anyway. Who? I can't tell you. Sorry. Is it another cast member? You're free to assume that. I see. You took it because you didn't want anyone else to see it. Thing is, we already know the sponsor's involved, so you could have been like, was it the sponsor? I feel like that's what they should have done, and he could have been like, yeah. And then you would have been like, oh, it was definitely Futami. And then if Dazai is also sus as fuck for some reason, then, you know, wouldn't have taken away from his route. You would have been like, oh my god, what? But also, if there's multiple sponsors, then like, okay. Then if Dazai's another sponsor, then what the fuck is Gyobu? I'm still going like, if you're not another sponsor, you're the fucking director. You're controlling the director, because you crazy. If he is not involved in this at all, that would actually shock me, because he is sus as fuck. And Haiji has to be the fucking producer, or is also an Arcadian or something. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's just going to trickle out and see what happens, but Yobu and Haiji have to be involved somehow. Okay, no questioning that. Dazai, I'm still like, I mean, would it be weird for Utami to be involved, Chigasaki kind of to be involved, Dazai to be involved, Gyobu to be involved, and Haiji to be involved? That's like 5 out of, like, that's most of the fucking characters. Genius Bamboozle game. Like, holy shit. Like, well, what the fuck? Because you're like, oh, the producer's here, and then you're like, wait, the sponsor? And everybody's involved! Except for Tomose. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit. That's insane. Anyway, you took it because you didn't want anyone else to see it. That's right. I thought it'd be best to dispose of it so that no one would find it. So also, then Chigasaki is not that woman. So Chigasaki is not transgender, guys. Sorry. Chigasaki wasn't a woman that met her dead end that then turned into this. But like, if the game had gone there, it would have been fucking interesting. Ultimately, I couldn't, so I just left it there. Left it? Where did you leave it? Do you really need to know? Why do your eyes look crazy all of a sudden? Lastly, let me ask you one thing. Chigasaki, are you an Arcadian? Are you the producer? Are you the sponsor? I don't know which one to ask. We know he's not the sponsor. He could be a sponsor. But, like, I guess the right answer here would probably be producer, because at this point, well, unless you did a random order, you probably already know that Futami's the sponsor, so... No, we ask if he's the sponsor. Oh, okay. You're the sponsor of the Otherworld stream. That's right. And did you realize that? I guess there's no point in asking that now. Okay, how many fucking sponsors are there? Because, again, did not really... Well, wait a minute! If you, being an Arcadian or having an Arcadian arm or whatever, couldn't take that video out of the library, why would you be the sponsor? Because you're like, I had to ask a certain someone. We just fucking said, how did he get this out of the library? He'd have to be a traitor. Okay? That was our original assumption. So, like, And then it was like, he's an Arcadian. Okay, that explains why he was able to take that video out of the library. Because you're thinking the producer, the sponsor, is only the producer the one allowed to take it out? Because I don't know. Because I would have thought it was like, oh, you're the producer, the sponsor, you're involved. Okay, and then we basically just went, he was like, I couldn't take it out of the library. If you couldn't take it out of the library, then you're telling me only the producer can. I feel like again, now I don't know, back in the common route, when they talked about who could take things out of the library, if it was only the producer could. Or if it was like only the producer, sponsor, people involved could. Because then you're lying. Because you should have been able to take that out. So, not really sure if this is a loophole. I'm just making the wrong assumption. I don't really know. But like, this feels awkward right now.
There's no mistake that I've been lying to you from the very start. Knowing that now is useless.
You know, honestly, like, Futami I didn't see was insane. I would never have pegged Chigasaki for having been involved. You know what I mean? And I still somehow, like, I feel like I shouldn't doubt what the game's telling me, because we did that with Futami. Nah, bullshit. No, and he really was. And you're like, okay, well, all right. Chigasaki's been a little suspicious, but he's always been really nice. I mean, I guess they've done that well, because I also didn't think Futami was going to be like, I'm actually a psychopath. And you're like, what? You're so innocuous, and you're just... I mean, I guess I should have been more suspicious of the characters that have, like, very simple personalities. Like, Tomose's overly dramatic and protective of us. Ibana's just angry at fucking everyone. Akase's like a hyper golden retriever. Hyochi's a little flirty and, like, kind of likes to say mysterious things. You know what I mean? And then you have Chigasaki, who just seems kind of nice. Sus as fuck. Futami, who just is there and then is like a psychopath. Well, I mean, I guess. Okay. Alright. Yeah, alright. Gyobu seems the most sus as fuck and is gonna be like, actually, I'm the president of Japan, or whatever. And, like, he's gonna come out with something, you're gonna be like, you know what, you're actually, like, somebody here bring it, like, Secret Service or some shit? Like, I don't know, he's gonna be like something, and you're like, okay, I thought you were evil, and no, you're the nice guy. Listen, alright, okay. Hey, it keeps you on your toes. I'm saying. But, like, fuck. This game is, like, bonkering my deductive reasoning, so. Anyway.
Sorry for deceiving everyone until now. You and everyone on our team trusted me, yet I couldn't tell you the truth.
Do you know the producer, Chigasaki?
I do know, but can't say. That's the rule. If I break the rules, I don't know what may happen to you. That's why I can't say.
Okay. Because I don't think Futami came up and ever straight out said, I know who, he's just like that particular person. And it's like, do you know who they are? Or are you just a fanatic for no reason? Like, I don't know who the cult leader is, but I love everything about them. And you're like, you're insane. Because, I mean, I would have believed that with Futami, that he's that level of insane. But I don't know. I see.
However, there's meaning behind the cast selected by the producer. May be able to reach the answer from that.
Meaning? There's meaning behind the chosen cast? Never thought about it that way.
Dana, you said that it was the last question, but there's something important you haven't asked. Or perhaps you don't even need to confirm it, because you know the answer already. About my right hand.
I don't know how to ask him about it.
Right hand's made of the same thing that the Arcadians are. But what you see as my arm is just an image. It actually is a bizarre blob of mud, much like the Arcadians. And that's... My father is a creature of this world.
What the fuck? Okay, I didn't see that one coming. I thought maybe you were... Okay. Hey, your mom got freaky with an Arcadian. I mean, okay. I don't like that, again, both sponsors kind of came out. If there's multiple. Because, I mean, we know there's been at least two before, because of Kansei's parents, sure. But I don't like that they both came out kind of in this, like, just the general cast, not the locked up routes. But, like, It would make sense you being a sponsor, I suppose, because like your mother was here previously, your father was an Arcadian, which is kind of let's not. I don't want to think about that right now because that's gonna break my. I'm gonna blue screen. So that logically would make sense why you were like, yeah, no, I'm the sponsor because maybe you're trying to find out information, type of a thing. You're like, but I still don't like. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. I mean, that could make sense. You're like, yeah, it's not that I want to torture people, but like my mom was here, she disappeared, my father was an Arcadian, and I've always lived here. Maybe you've never existed outside of here. You know what I mean? This is an interesting twist. All right. I don't necessarily know if I like Chigasaki's a sponsor. All right, whatever. Because again, then what the fuck are you throwing down with Dazai and Gyobu and Haiji? Okay, one of them's the producer. I'm gonna bet Haiji because okay, if Gyobu is, then Haiji's got to have something way bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? So Gyobu could be the director because somebody's got to be controlling that robot. So okay, but then what the fuck is Dazai hiding that's bigger than being a sponsor, also an Arcadian? What the fuck? Because like, you know what I'm saying? They get bigger and crazier as they go. So like, what's crazier than this? I mean, oh, I'm the producer and this is my why I do all this. Okay, sure, because that's part of the plot of the game. So it doesn't have to be even as crazy as this, you know. And then if Gyobu's the director, like, okay, you're involved and we're gonna get some other. But like, what the fuck is what's Dazai's deal? Because like, what the fuck? Like, crazy. This is crazy. I love it. It's insane. Anyway, I couldn't say anything to when Chigasaki referred to his father as a creature. I bit my lip and maintained my gaze on him, but he looked at me with a smile as if he hadn't lost his sight. He was a special case. And normally Arcadians and humans are unable to create offspring with each other. You would think? Ken, I don't my whole body's cringing right now. I don't know. Okay. The majority of my body is similar to what humans are. The parts that are different are my right hand and my sensory functions. Like the Arcadians, I have good hearing and a sharp sense of smell. But I can't spot little differences in food, and all I can tell you is probably the texture. Arcadians don't eat, but I have a need to take in sustenance. I just eat much less than regular people. Oh. There were many examples that came to mind. I tested Chigasaki's bad sense of taste. That made me regret things once more. Do remember what's different, right? That's why there's no need to feel bad about it. Arcadians are people. It's not wrong at all to call them monsters. I mean, so then you're saying Arcadians aren't people, which means it's not you're turned into an Arcadian when so it sounds like they're aliens. Because, like, they're not human origin. They're not of Earth origin, so they're some kind of alien, foreign life form. Okay? So, like, but it's not like, oh, when you get a dead end and then you're kind of being reconstructed, you're actually people. Now, this could have all happened still from, like, they kept talking about the 2 moons and the moon base and whatever, and, like, maybe when that was destroyed, human beings that were alive turned into these creatures, and it's like, well, actually, they used to be one time, and then there was this weird science explodey thingy turned them into mud creatures, and now they just don't know how to human, but they used to, you know what I mean? Weird, instantaneous, explodey genetic progress or regression, you know what I mean? Like, weird evolution, just massive impact evolution. You know what I mean? Like, so he's saying they're monsters, whatever, but maybe they really aren't. And maybe that's why a human and an Arcadian could actually breed, because technically, Arcadians are human. Were. Or are they just straight up aliens? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But even so, you tried to understand me. Touched my hand and still held on. And then, here you are, talking to me. He touched his own right shoulder and faced the ground. That's more than enough for me. I've been lying to you all this time, too. You've overcome your fear of something inexplicable and came to exchange words with me. See, I don't think he's not nice. Like, Futami was like a psychopath, and I feel like, okay, why ever Chigasaki's a sponsor, it's got to be because technically you're part of this world. So I guess that makes sense. I don't think it's in the same level of Futami is like, I'm actually crazy. It's like, you're a sponsor because, like, this is part of your world. You know what I mean? You're in part of two different worlds. So, like, okay. I guess that makes sense. Although, still kind of fucked up, but not in the same sense of Futami being fucked up. So, like, all right. That's more than enough for me. I repeated the conversation in my head to accept it. I tightly dug my nails deeper into my palm. My hand shook as my emotions looked for an outlet. He mentioned the fear of the inexplicable, but I had also inexplicable feelings inside of me. What was the difference between humans and Arcadians? I know the answer. It's not enough. Please let me apologize. Whenever I showed how I felt about Arcadians, I hurt you, Chigasaki. Every time I talked about the Arcadians and used insensitive words, I must have offended you. When I think about that, I'm so sorry. I covered my mouth with both hands. I pushed back the sobs that almost flowed out, but Chigasaki laughed again. But this time his laugh felt painful. Here's the also question. This has been going on for 20 years. Streams, minimum, because Chigasaki's mom was here 20 years ago. He said that. Wasn't it 30 years ago that the other moon in the base, everything blew up or whatever? Okay. So, like, okay, makes sense. How old are you? Obviously, was your mom here? But how did your mom bone an Arcadian? Because we're not really. Our bodies, Iochi said that, our bodies are back at the Information Bureau. So we're not really here? So how the fuck did she get pregnant? I'm gonna throw that out there. Are they gonna explain that? Or are we just gonna be okay, and then you're like, yeah, but bodies aren't here, so she not no biological functions for I mean, you think you have them. You're like, oh, I gotta pee. Oh, I'm hungry. But like, you don't know your body's not here, so like you're telling me this some kind of weird immaculate conception thing going on. Because like, one, Arcadians and humans shouldn't be able to breed. Okay? Like a cat and a dog. Okay? But like also it's like a cat and a dog, but the cat is just thinks it's here when its body isn't here. So like, how does that work? We're like holograms. Did the game forget this fact? I'm not crazy, right? I mean, yes, but also, I'm not crazy, right? Iochi's route was like, Iochi specifically said, oh, our bodies are back at the Information Bureau. We're not actually here. And that's why when everybody hit the dead end, we sat with Iochi while they're going through and getting people and sending them back. So, like, we're not physically here. So how do we have, like, again, it's the psychological. Well, I mean, I guess there's got to be something with our bangles, and because it's the future, these are my quotes around this, it's the future, so just forget that because somehow we're here but also not? Like, it's created a digital, I mean, I don't, okay, anyway, maybe they'll explain that, but otherwise, that's really like a giant question I have. How? Is it like, again, well, it's the future, and the bangle gives you a physical form here, even though your body is back on Earth, but you do have a physical form here, and but then how does, and so but you also have DNA. I mean, I guess the bangles do. That's the answer. It's like, just, it's the bangle. Okay, I'm supposed to, but you're not gonna science this out for me or explain it. It's just, it's the bangle. The bangle does shit. Okay, and oh, all right. I mean, we know the bangle does shit. Because, again, if you hit a dead end here, everybody on Earth just forgets about you. For the most part. So the bangle does shit. Alright. They haven't quite explained that. We're supposed to just go, okay. But this is one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, wait, what? How? Don't ask how. Just accept it. But I want to know how. Anyway. But this time his laugh felt painful. Truly hard. Hurts that you're so kind. You have a kindness that surpasses the dreams of happiness that I idolize. Make me question reality. He then heaved a sigh and changed his tone. But there's no need for that. If I told you everything from the start, your attitude would have been different. It's not that you've hurt me. My lies forced you to do that. You mustn't forget that. Before I could respond, Chigasaki continued. I'm out of place in this world. As I said earlier, humans and Arcadians normally cannot mix. I may look human to you right now, but even to the Arcadians, I'm a monstrous creature. And that's why even they despise me. Giving me low points in dramas and attacking me is the least of my worries. I had to become a cast member and sponsor in order to protect myself. Okay, see, this explains why he did it. It's the only way I can survive because basically you were probably born here. You've always lived here and you've always been a freak to the Arcadians. So, like, only way to survive is this, you know? As a sponsor, I've brought all of you to this world. Yes, I was the one to do that. Okay, you say that, but we also know Futami's a sponsor, so I get it. You might not have known if you got Chigasaki before Futami, they're kind of covering it up that there's another one. But I brought all of you. Actually, I don't think in Futami's route he specifically said he did. It was we knew the sponsor brought us. A sponsor, but you wondered did they split up the duties or you're responsible for this, I'm responsible for this. So I felt so shocked I couldn't breathe. And what's in the original world? You should remember that. That was your last memory of that world. So maybe Chigasaki was the one who picked us all up. Because I don't think Futami mentioned that specifically, but last memory, the mask. Then that wasn't the director? I intended on being a cast member. I disguised myself so that you wouldn't know who I was. I see. Back then, if I had brought over another person, I wouldn't have had to come here. You wouldn't be forced to do dramas you don't want, nor would you be separated from your family. That's why I tried to bury my feelings of guilt by trying to be kind to you. Also explains his issues with family because he's not used to having family that cares about him because his mother got a dead end, so he's probably never really known her. His father's an Arcadian, but he's also not really Arcadian. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like, I exist as a freak of nature. Sorry, but kinda. You know what I mean? And all of the Arcadians, the only people who are, like, kind of abuse him. So, like, yeah, I get it. Okay. I see your family issues. I don't think they're quite as bad as, I mean, I guess they're on the same level of like suck as Ibana's family issues, just different categories. And that's why I tried to bury my feelings of guilt by trying to be kind to you. My desire to send you back to your original world was also out of guilt. I don't want to see the cast members I brought over die after all. And that was the motivation behind how I acted. I'm sure I look like a kind person in your eyes, but in truth, just a monster that did that to protect myself. It doesn't make you not kind. It does make your reasoning, like, you do have awful reasonings and you did an awful thing, but, like, you were trying to protect yourself and, like, at least you feel guilty. You're like, yeah, I gotta feel guilty that I put this on someone else when it was my burden to bear kind of a thing. But you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but that's a very human thing to do. No right to cause you so much suffering. So please don't apologize to me. Bird, it's okay. Calm down, calm down. There was a silence between us. The atmosphere felt suffocating, and because this was what Chigasaki wanted, I couldn't say any more. Guilt. He was only kind out of guilt. I was reminded of the memories. Chigasaki was always so kind. He'd always consider himself last and care about the others first. He never criticized anyone, and he always supported everyone with a smile. This was what he was thinking all along. All this time. Done now. This should satisfy all of your suspicions. And you can now see that you're not at fault. So if the punishment falls on me, there's no need for you to cry. I realized that Chigasaki hadn't changed at all when I heard him say that. Why would he? Chigasaki reached for the door, but I lashed out at him. I'm not done yet! Why is that? What's causing you to suffer like this, Chigasaki? Are you refusing the dramas out of guilt toward me? Is it so I won't experience anything bad? Or could it be that you think you won't be accepted by us or the Arcadians? If that's the case, it's all right. You don't have to ask me. We'll just both feel bad. Let's stop this. Chigasaki, you still don't care if you die. I don't want that. I can't let this end yet. I won't leave until I understand why you think that way. The point. I don't want you to die. I honestly don't care about what you were thinking about until now. Even if I forgot about everything, I don't care about a single thing except you stay with us. For a short pause, Chigasaki spoke up. His tone was sharp. I've always thought about my right hand as my treasure. He held out his right hand. It's proof I'm alive. Because I've never met my parents, this is the only thing that connects me to them. Never met them. My heart ached for him just thinking about how different our lives have been. Okay, yeah, so he's never met either one of his parents. Pretended to be a human from your world all this time. With the support of the producer and sponsors, I could attend a regular college and live a normal life. Intended to go back and be a college student once my work as a sponsor ended. Had to make sure of something. Wanted to know how my parents met in Arcadia and how I was born. The place was the only way I could ever find out. That's why the producer always told me that my parents loved each other. Their love transcended their species and created me. That's what I've been told. Maybe Haiji really is a fucking... He's really creepy and weird and comes onto us like maybe he's really an Arcadian. Is like, love will transcend and we can make babies. Ew, get out of here. If that were true, I would have cherished this body and right hand as if it were precious, no matter how anyone felt about me. But it's different now. Disgusted at this hand at myself. What? Why? As I found out the truth. Mother was a lunatic. Woo! I mean, you're a sponsor, so I mean, was she a sponsor? Because I would have guessed. I remembered the scene in Sun. It was the title of the episode that Chigasaki took from the library. She looked emaciated and was incomprehensible. That's why the dramas couldn't be finished and she met her dead end. Someone like that truly fall in love. Someone like that be loved by anyone. I doubt it. Just because she was emaciated, it was like she was going through a lot of stress probably being here. I think that impacts her ability to love. On top of that, her partner was an Arcadian. You saw it too. Although things have been getting better, before we came to this world, they were all primitive creatures. No matter how you see them, they're nothing but monsters. That would be valid. Because to be fair, the Arcadians are learning and they're adapting, but what we see now are very simplistic beings. 20 years ago, they would have not even had the kind of sort of grasp on humanity that they have now. You know what I mean? Like we already said, well, they're adapting. They're starting to get used to, they recognize cast members now, where before it was like, it is a girl, it's a person, and that's a cast member, but they wouldn't recognize, oh, I saw you in that drama. They recognize people now. Before they didn't. It was cast member, all of us together looked the same to them. You know what I mean? That's a little racist. Just kidding. But you know what I mean? And now they'll be able to tell the difference. Like before they didn't have grasps on emotions and now they're kind of getting it. You know what I mean? So like, who was it that was like playing with one of the kids? Like, and like, look, we're bouncing a ball and it's fun. Like those kind of things. Like they're adapting, but 20 years ago they would have been way more primitive than they are now. Like now they're very just simple beings. 20 years ago they would have been primitive mods. So like, yeah, how did you fall in love and bang a mud creature? Like, that does sound crazy. I mean, I can't blame Chigasaki for thinking his mom's a nut. Elliot love's nothing but a farce. She only mistook it for love because she grabbed onto what was closest to her out of fear and despair. People get pushed into a corner, they do whatever they can. Understand that too. Must have wanted to trust all of the cast members here. Thought of them as friends who could be relied upon. There's no such thing as betrayal. You tried so hard to believe in that because you were backed into a corner. I'm sure my mother was in a similar situation. That's how she met my father, an Arcadian. Amidst her lunacy, she made that mistake. She thought of it as love. He spat out those words, shaking his head. I shouldn't have been born. There was no love there, and I'm nothing but an object out of place even in this world. I kind of get how he feels that way. I don't even know what love is. It's laughable to think I could play the role of someone's lover. There's no way. There's no way that I could kiss you. That sounds offensive, but I know what he means by it. He's not like, there's no way I could kiss you. He's like, there's no way I could kiss you. I don't know what love is, and I'm not worthy of that type of shit. Like, okay. But it's just like, well, those words. Let me go. Are we holding onto his right hand? I realized what I was doing when he said that. Oh, look at our CG, grabbing his hand. I didn't know when I did it, but I had grabbed firmly onto Chigasaki's right hand. My fingers sank further into him so that I wouldn't let him go, and he stopped moving after a while as if he'd given up. A little look of shock on his face is a little like, oh, oh, no. Go. Just don't cry. Hot tears were streaming from my eyes and they wouldn't stop. He probably thinks we're crying because we're touching him and we're horrified, but that's not it. Letting him go wasn't an option, and I continued to hold on to him tightly. This part's really long, but like this scene, If I let go, you'll vanish, and I don't want to be unable to see you anymore. Chigasaki, I don't want you to die. This is what you call pity. Pity? Is it really pity? Maybe it is, but I still won't let go. Not until you change your mind, he could just lie. I didn't expect his threatening tone. Let go. You'll regret this. Then he spoke into his bangle. What's the qualia? The qualia system to off. Bangle blinked in response to his command, and the scenery instantly changed before my eyes. Okay, the system is like that shows what his arm is. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's pretty. It looks like the universe. At first I'd be like, well, actually it's squishy and nice. It's like holding the universe in my hands. Like, universe slime. It's actually pretty. Suddenly I could see the arm of an Arcadian. This is what my arm looks like. This bangle is a special kind that the producer prepared just for me. Now that I've turned off the projected image, you can see it. Did you think I'd let go when I saw this? Honestly? When we saw them as mud creatures, I don't remember them being glittery and pretty like this. Did they look glittery and pretty? I don't remember. I thought you might. Guess you weren't that kind of person. I won't let go, no matter how much you beg me to let go. I won't. Chigasaki, I refuse to be afraid of you or the Arcadians. Think about it, it's normal for people to look different or to misunderstand each other. Even when it comes to my friends, I don't know how they feel, so we sometimes get into fights. And when it comes to the cast, I don't know who the traitor is. Chigasaki, I'm not afraid of you. I know you're a kind person. That hasn't changed since the moment we met. You felt guilty because you're kind. If you still feel that guilt within you right now... I took a deep breath. I thought carefully about the weight of my words as I stared into Chigasaki's eyes. Don't you think it's irresponsible of you to die and leave me behind? Chigasaki, if you're the sponsor, then it's part of your job to see us cast members through to the end, don't you think? Please get us back to our original world. Chigasaki, you brought us here, so please see it to the end. Otherwise, if you get to your dead end, I might die soon after. Well, that's a little dramatic. I get it, you're putting a weight on him, but like, girl, that's a little dramatic, girl. Or, you not care if I die. You brought me here yourself. Are you saying you don't care if I go insane in this world and die? This was a threat. I knew that myself. I said that knowing what Chigasaki feared the most. Stay with me. Stay until you're afraid to leave me alone. I won't ever let go of your hand. Okay. I know we're still in the middle of the scene, but like it's been like almost 20 minutes that we're over. I'm going to stop. Because like I also don't have a full hour to record. I'm recording on my lunch break, so like I've been like at lunch for a little longer than I should have been, okay? I started a little early, but I'm like, oh, no, I gotta go back to work, man. This is why working from home is okay. But like I gotta go back to work. So like I don't have the full time to do this, and I'm not sure if we're at the end, so like whatever, but we'll finish this scene in the next part. So I know I'm kind of cock blocking everybody here, but it's like 20 minutes. This is like half another part. Jesus. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.